Namaste, Luna Child, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SuperScope Weekly Report. My name is Witecki. I'm your Sensei to Sirius Joy, and I am so grateful to be back on the air after several weeks of off the air. I actually didn't intend to be gone that long, but the universe has been incredibly intense, has it not? So plan and then plan to change your plans. Now this is a super scope because it's designed to serve more than one personality. If you are a Cancer, this is going to hit you. Cancer rising, bingo. And if you have Venus in Cancer, this will also give you a valuable love prediction later in the super scope. Now while I was off the air, unfortunately, you were going through a hard time. The Sun in Gemini this year was tough. Also due to the fact that Mercury retrograded. It's still retrograded at tape time, but goes direct July 2nd this week. And that was a complete re-questioning of inner faith. A lot of deep re-questioning. That inner faith hasn't quite yet been answered, I have to say. I'll tell you more why on that later. But you are on to your birthday. Thank Goddess for that. And this will be half a good birthday and half a hard birthday. Up until the Mercury direct, I'd say it was hard. But after Mercury direct, I think it's going to be a lot easier for you, just to give you that little scope. So when it's your birthday, if you don't know, you're actually working on your ego consciousness. Our ego is one of the 12 states of awareness that makes us realize we are alive. And our ego is responsible for our actions, our identity, and our strength, also our defenses. Now, ego gets a bad rep most of the time because a lot of human beings just run with the ego and don't include the other 11 states of awareness when they manage their ego or don't manage it at all. When it's your birthday, you're working on ego and you're working on upgrading ego. But this year, because Jupiter is in Cancer, this is an ego upgrade, a once every 12 years ego upgrade. In other words, going to put a new smile on your face for the first time since 2002. And the next 40 days, Cancer and Cancer risings will be graduating that transit and moving on to raising your prices, which means you're going to go get paid now for all that ego work. But I have noticed with my clients, one thing I was doing was I was doing nonstop readings when I was off the air because I have to eat, make a living. And as I was doing all these readings, I was talking to a lot of Cancers who are coming in. By the way, it's not too late to get a reading if you want one. And one of the common things I've seen is that Cancers have kind of waited to the last minute. They actually haven't made many of the changes. And I think it might just be because you like to be, you kind of settle in, you're cozy, you know, moving is a big deal for you. So I think a lot of you are going to be very busy here in the next 4 weeks. But let's first talk about this week. Well, this week, the Sun will be squaring Uranus and opposing Pluto. So there's a lot of tension going on with these two. What it means for you, there's still a big tension between ego and what it wants and what your relationships have demands of on you, or the agreements that you have in your long-term relationship. So there's a tug-of-war there. I'll show you more of that graphically here around the corner. And then the Sun squaring Uranus means that your new ego isn't quite sure what your career is or how that affects your future. So a lot of squaring and uncertainties to clear. But this week we move from step 7 to step 14, which means that you'll go from sensing and making a decision about what you are and what you are not and going for that. That's the thing about ego. It's the I am statement. So it's like, I am not going to do your dishes. I am this and I am that. Those are all ego statements. So all those I am statements get upgraded. Now, Mercury, thank Goddess, goes direct July 2nd, and this means that we now move forward with business, thinking, etc. We're in our right mind, so to speak. It means for you, though, it's moving forward with new faith. You've been probably re-questioning your faith on something until the very last hour of Mercury direct, and you'll move forward with it. Now, another piece of the news is Venus also is in Gemini, so you are literally creating new faith as you think through what your bigger faith is. So The universe isn't allowing you to keep this invisible. It's like you think, I have faith in this. Venus says, okay, prove it. Let's give and receive. Let's make it happen. So it's going to be some fast faith growing in the background of your new I am statements. And it's probably because you have interfaith change or feeling great about your interfaith that you can say, I am this and I am that. And that's a good thing. Then lastly, Mars is going to take the lead over Uranus. Thank goddess. That was another opposition, which I'll show a little bit more detail on here in a minute. But for you, it means moving forward finally with emotional security. Now, career was one of the hang-ups holding you back from emotional security, like, what's up with career? But the universe said, you got to be emotionally secure before the career. So now that's happening. It's aggression versus innovation. Guess who wins? Aggression. And you're going to move forward. So that's a good thing. I would act on any opportunities, particularly after Mercury goes direct. I would act on any opportunities you can to change things in your life. All right, so this wraps up the first part. I've got a new cute little segment called the Sirius Joy Farm. Seriously. And let's pop over to the farm and take a look right now. Howdy! Welcome to the Sirius Joy Farm. Seriously. This is my little structure for teaching Sirius Joy, and it may look silly and cartoonish, but it's actually very complicated. It's not easy summarizing the humans into a simple structure. But this is the structure to Sirius Joy. After 20 years of work myself on helping people and coaching, on the left are the states of awareness that I think we have to be serious about. On the right are the states I believe we should approach with joy. Together it makes up the Sirius Joy tree. Pretty like a flower, strong like a tree. In each case, the root structure there feeds up to the flower at the top, which is sacred geometry if you know. And in each layer here, you have to balance your Sirius with your joy. So that said, the Cancers and the Cancer risings, where is God pouring love this month? In your ego character, represented by God up there. So the sun in Cancer means you are putting love up on your ego character or focusing on the very, very tip of where joy is. Ego, by the way, is the strength that holds up our joy. That's why it's up there. Now, wherever we're light casting is God, and wherever we're manifesting is Earth. So if you're light casting ego character, you're manifesting marriage and partnerships. So marriage and partnerships are going to bloom this month as you shift your ego character. There's two more planets that are adding pressure to this. Jupiter, which is giving fortune and good luck to Cancers, and this is the energy that has been growing your ego character for a full month. And then there is your marriage life, or Pluto. You've been killing off and rebirthing marriage and partnership for a while. So this particular year, this month, is a huge, major turning point because we have Jupiter opposing Pluto. We have a lot of planets here putting effort on changing your marriages and changing your ego character, which is the foundation of holding up your joy. Now, there's two more planets that are important in creating a square. Mars, which is putting pressure on beliefs. Mars is masculine, or represented by a man here. So a lot of masculine energy on your feelings, and as you can see, if your feelings teeter there at the bottom, the whole damn tree goes down. Feelings are a part of the root structure of life, and so Mars is putting a lot of pressure to grow your feelings. On the other side of feelings has been your career, represented by Uranus Psycho here, and the Screamer. So emotions and stability versus career decisions and future. That's the other two parts. So these are the four parts. And as you can see, Cancers have been pretty much stretched on a rack when it comes to this grand square, really holding you in 4 points that are kind of painful. And the magic part of this really is the God part up here, because as you expand and respond differently with your ego and character, you're going to automatically manifest relationships. You're going to fix anything that bubbles up from bad thoughts there, and you'll be in a better place to handle those feelings. It's not direct, but it does help 2 out of the 3. Now, one thing I want to point out is a grand trine that we have going on. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. These are being recorded still in Mercury retrograde when I record these. And the grand trine is between God, the Sun, Neptune, Jesus, and Saturn. All right. So Saturn, that dark force, has been focused on self-love. So if it's been dark for you with self-love, that's why. Saturn can be quite serious of a planet. In fact, Saturn is the capital of Sirius. It actually rules the Sirius side of life. That said, you've been very serious about self-love, which might have been over-judging yourself or under-judging situations as necessary, and it's been a kind of hot spot. The Sun in Cancer, ego character, like we said, you've been working on for a full year. And Neptune in the house of beliefs has been so subtle, I don't know if you have really even noticed it. But out of these three, to keep them flowing, really the magic one is Neptune Jesus. To be completely non-judgmental with yourself about what you believe or what you know, to completely take the pressure off yourself with beliefs, will allow the energy to flow between belief, belief, character, and self-love. And when these three start going, people manifest reality. This is the magic grand trine of personal dreams. So the point here is be really self-nurturing with yourself and not judgmental with beliefs. All right, one last little one I want to point out has to do with your love life. And that is, of course, ruled by Venus. Now, Venus is in Gemini, so for people with a 2VQ, Venus in Cancer, or Cancers who are wanting to know about your love life, right now, Venus, love, is focused on faith. So you are building faith right now. You also have Freddie Mercury there. You have Mercury retrograded into the house of faith, and you are basically building brand new faith and also re-questioning big-time faith. So if you're a single Cancer, it's faith building right now. If you're caught in a relationship, you're still faith building, and that means not so much great news or fun for relationships right now for the 2VQs. All right, I have one little quick cute thing to show you after this. Couple of pieces of information I want you to know. For one, cool news. The Megascope monthly reports now are available for online rental. You don't have to download them. They play on every device, and we host them on soulmart.me all month long. There's also variable rates if you want 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. I'm really trying to make this flexible for everyone. Also, I want to tell you, I added Jupiter Gets Emotional to the Megascope stream. So if you already rented, go back to Soulmart. There's an extra video there. It's going to help you through that 6-week transition we were talking about. Available for all 12 signs. Another thing, I got a cool teaching series coming out this summer I'm so excited about. It's called So You Want to Be an Astrologer, eh? Well, it's really designed for people who want to professionally be an astrologer, or if you want to use astrology in your given vocation. So as teachers, as leaders, as directors, whatever it is, even in college when I directed TV and film, I used astrology with my characters, and it made my characters so much richer because astrology answers so many of the questions. Come on down to soulmart.me, see all the great courses. I have the Architecture of Incarnation. I've got the Art of Reading People. That's a fabulous course. It talks about psychic ability as well. Come see it. You're going to like it. Then I've got another exciting announcement for those who like this special. Buy 1 hour reading right now. You get a 30-minute follow-up for free this year with me. This is an excellent package deal for people who've never had a reading with me because you get twice in the same year. You really see proven results. Read my little comments under there or people's testimonials. This is my greatest talent. And I'm also the funniest in readings too, seriously. So come on down and see that. Couple of things we ask you. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We do appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, you can like us by navigating to soulgarden.me. soulmart.me, and it'll take you straight there. And if you want to be in our email list, come to soulmart.me. There's a link there for that. Don't forget, we got the new mothership coming out on Tuesday. Super excited about that. All right, my dear friend, thank you so much for logging in and your patience with me. I'll see you in 7 days, and I really mean it. Until then, live, love, be.
Who cares?
So